Hi, my name is Megan Blythe-Hores, and this is my instructional design presentation. I focused on phonemic awareness and phonics in kindergarten with multilingual learners. My instructional goal was students will pronounce, segment, and blend phonemes in spoken words. The needs or goals were students will identify all 26 letters in the English alphabet, students will identify and pronounce all 44 English sounds taught, students will segment phonemes by onset and rhyme, and students will isolate phonemes by beginning, middle, and ending sounds in CVC words. So why did I select this goal? Well, multilingual learner students do not have a proficient understanding of blending sounds to make words. This was found out by doing a Dibble's 8th edition nonsense word fluency assessment. And during teacher observations of 6-minute solutions, some students omitted vowel sounds, some skipped entire words they did not know, and some students read the entire words incorrectly when blending the sounds together to make the words. And MLL students struggle with the following English phonemes: B, D, H, J, M, N, R, Sh, V, W, and Y. And by teaching lessons that target these phonemes, it would help support students with blending the sounds to make words. This is a copy of my map, and as you can see, it shows that my goals are at the top. I have my instructional goal, and then I have my needs, and so through that it shows what students will be able to do throughout the lessons in order to reach those goals. So they'll have to be able to do identify letters, both uppercase and lowercase, and also be able to trace and write them. They will learn letter sounds and the continuous letter sounds. They'll be able to learn sounds that are difficult to say without adding a vowel sound. They'll learn the short vowel sounds. They'll learn to identify the part of the word before the vowel. They'll identify the parts of the word after the vowel. They'll learn onset and rhyme. They'll identify initial sounds in CVC words. They'll identify the middle sound, and then they'll also identify the ending sound in CVC words. And all of this will be done in order to be able to meet those goals. And at the bottom of my map, you will see that they had some kind of prerequisite knowledge to be able to do all of these skills prior to coming into the lessons. They needed to know the letters in their name. They had to have some print awareness knowledge. They needed to be able to discriminate sound differences in everyday objects, such as like knowing the difference between clicking a stapler versus tapping of a pencil. They needed to be aware of vocabulary words such as onset and rhyme. And they needed to understand positional words, such as where the beginning, middle, and end physically were in a word, and the understanding of the vocabulary phoneme. What did that mean? So what strategies did I need to use in order for students to be able to understand all of these concepts? So I used Tucker signing strategy, which is a strategy that chunks the alphabet into 46 chunks and gives a hand signal for each one. I used the Elkonin sound box strategy, which provides a 3-square board with sound chips to slide up for each sound. I used it for both onset and rhyme and for beginning, middle, and ending phonemes as students were progressing. And I used total physical response. So students, for this, I used had them put out their arm. They tapped the top of their shoulder for the beginning sound, their forearm for the middle sound, and their wrist for the ending sound of the word, and they would slide down their entire arm to blend the whole word together. So we use that to practice their segmenting and blending. I used a variety of assessments. I used, as I mentioned earlier, the Dibble's 8th edition nonsense word fluency. And the teacher would give students 1 minute to look at a make-believe word, say all of the sounds in the word, then give them a chance to blend the sound to read the word if possible, and see how many words they could do in that 1 minute. 6-minute solutions. Each pair of students would have a list of CVC words. They would take turns reading the CVC words and tracking each other, segmenting and blending. They also had 1 minute to do this. They'd track any errors that were made within that 1 minute read. I also provided exit tickets. The exit tickets were used at the end of each daily lesson, and they were either written or oral, and it would track letters and sounds, segmenting and blending depending on the day's lessons. So how will I determine if the instructional plan was successful? I measured by students' acquisition of the lesson goals, their growth on post-assessments, their growth on formative assessments, growth on the exit tickets, and their growth on just informal observations. And that is all about my instructional design plan. Hope you enjoyed listening. Here are some references from the content that I shared. If you're interested in looking into any of the strategies or learning more. Thanks for listening.